Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Good night, Senians. Ladies Senians, gentlemen Senians, whoever you are, wherever you are. I'm in Merca today, and it's morning for me, and I'm reporting live. And I'm wearing Pippi Longstrump. So maybe that's why I'm feeling so strong today. How are you feeling? Let me know in the section with the comments. Guys, look at this. We are less than 8 hours away today from launch on with XENFTs on Polygon, the Polygon network. So we have Zenburn coming up. We have Nex. We have Phoenix. We have Liquidity XENFTs. How about that? That's super exciting. X1 as well. But let's not forget about Zen Torrent and Zen Stake, guys. We are amplifying first principles on the Polygon network today. So I will just make a short video just to get your engines started. So let's dive right into the juicy parts. Let's see here. Okay, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you can see everything. Let's go over some basics. Polygon stuff. Here we go. So Polygon, we are continuing our journey of deploying our contracts on all of the 10 different chains that we're on. So we deployed Zen protocol, we deployed Zen Torrent, Zen Stake on Ethereum, but also we did it last week on Binance. And today we're going to focus all on Polygon. So what we are doing, just to orient ourselves, is with Zen Torrent, as you know, we can mint the XENFTs, and the ticker for Zen Torrent is XENFT, and the ticker for the Zen Stake is XENFTs. So that's what we are going to deploy today on Polygon. And here's just an overview, so you can see the tickers. Here we go. The tickers. So these two are what we're going to deploy today, XENFT and XENFTs. So it's the Zen Torrent ERC-721 protocol and Zen Stake ERC-721 protocol as well on Polygon. So all focus on this now. And we have Zenburn coming as well. And we have XENFT liquidity protocols, and we have Nex, and we have a bunch of other stuff. But we want to continue our deployment on these amazing protocols on the other chains first. So if you don't know what we're talking about right now, I suggest you go to YouTube and look at this video, Education hit number 4, about XENFTs and Zen Torrent, how they work. So you get the basics, so you understand. You can either be a vanilla cranker and claim one C rank, or you can use these torrent protocol and claim multiple batches as well. And we're also introducing Rarity with these NFTs. So that's what we're gonna go to right now. We have someone here from San Antonio. San Antonio, very welcome, very welcome. Good to see you guys. We have TV Bishop, we have Navid, we have a lot of interesting Senians in the house. Good to see you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Anyway, here we go. Here's the Rarity chart. Here's the final Rarity chart for Polygon. We can see, as usual, we have the 3 different classes. The contract is, of course, Zen Torrent. The NFT, this NFT is XENFT, and the burn token is XENFT, right? So that's the token that you need in order to mint the Apex and Limited. The native gas tokens on Polygon is, as you know, Matic. But we have, just for a recap, we have these 3 different categories. We have Apex, Limited, and Collector. So for Apex, it's the same burn amounts. We talked about why. It's the same burn amounts for as on the other chains. You need the possible VMUs you can have is between 70 and 90. So you need minimum 70 VMUs for the Apex, and maximum through the interface is 90. Okay, so you need to burn also 10 billion. So you need to have 10 billion XM in in your wallet and pre-approve this transaction in order to mint a unicorn. Guys, every chain has their different fights. Okay, so on Ethereum you're fighting with tanks, and on Polygon you're fighting with these Swiss Army knives. Okay, it's a knife fight, which means they're gonna go fast. Okay, to get a unicorn on Ethereum, remember you have to burn 10 billion Zen, which is roughly, what is it? I haven't checked the prices, but it's roughly like $16,000. Okay, but here on the price of MZen on Polygon, it's 10 billion of those. It's like $60. Okay, so here it's a fight of speed. Okay, who can be the top? The unicorns are going to go even faster than Binance. And then it's going to be a battle of the exotic and legendaries and epics and rares. So as you know, the burn amounts for Apex, remember, now Leo is calling me. I call you later. He's probably not listening to this. Anyway, sorry guys, let me just tell him streaming. He's going to call me. Leo, go to YouTube. I'm streaming right now. Anyway, sorry guys. So you know that the Apex is burning 15.5 trillion. Okay, and as we can see, we're going to study this number a little bit. The total amount of the supply is roughly 20. So this is going to be a very interesting study in the yin and yang on the Polygon network. So how about that? Now also Jack. Everyone calls me when I stream. They should listen. Here we go. And limited, guys, as you know, the burn amount on Binance, it happened, full radical transparency. We made a mistake, so it was 10 million, but that's just how it is. On Polygon, it's going to be 250 million. Okay, just like it is on Ethereum, and the possible VMUs is going to be 70 to 90 as well. So limited is, of course, as always, limited from 365 days from launch. And then, guys, we have the collector. So the collector, you can do 1 VMU or you can do up to 90 VMU on Zen.net network. And here you can see the power. Okay, so right now the term length is 477 days on Polygon, and the VMUs is 90. So you can calculate, you can get a Centurion pretty easy. So that's it. And we're also deploying the staking NFT on Polygon, right? So the XENFTs. This is actually wrong. This should be XENFTs. And the rarity score is working exactly like they do on the other protocols. So you have, if the token ID is a prime number, you get 500. If the current block number is a prime number, you get 1,000, etc., etc. So it's very interesting to see, guys, the rarity score, because the rarity score is something that's going to have a weight when we are doing airdrops and other stuff. And people always ask, how much do I get for that rarity, and what's the weight, and etc., etc. That's not worked out yet. But what's important to know that this is like enabling us to add game theory for future use, and we're doing it with X1. But anyone can do it. Anyone can use this infrastructure and this community that's hold these rarity scores for something. Okay, so it creates some kind of energy which you can work with. So that's it, guys. You can find these rarity charts on the Twitter channel or on Telegram. So let's move on. Let's see here. I want to show you guys some interesting stats also. There we go. Jakob, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Here you see. Okay, so here's someone's asking, it's not letting me approve the contract for Unicorn on Matic. How do I approve it? Good question. So what you need to know is that we're deploying the contracts on the countdown this time. We can deploy the contracts on two different ways, either with the countdown or with a block timer. So with the block timer, it means that we are deploying the contract ahead of time, but you won't be able to approve and you won't be able to mint until the blockchain reaches a certain block. So it's pre-programmed to be able to interact with it at that block. Now, so we did that with Zen Torrent on Ethereum. We're not doing it now. We didn't do it on Binance. We're not going to do it now. We're going to do it with the countdown instead. So when the countdown finished, that's when you can approve and that's when you can mint. And we're trying to get the deployment of the contracts as close as possible to when this countdown ends. But it can be a little bit before and a little bit after. So you need to be on your toes, like a few minutes before, refresh the page, etc., and also after. So you need to be focused. So prepare your question, guys, because after I go through this, I will take some questions. So here we have the Polygon. You should get familiar with this with the block explorer on Polygon, which is Polygon. So here you can see the GUI, for instance, which is important. And if you don't know how to calculate gas, for instance, this one on Sampedia, you can Google Sampedia and you can see here calculation. It's very simple how to calculate gas. You just take the gas limit for the contract, which is 200,000 in our case for Zen Torrent, and then you take the number of GUI. So the GUI on Polygon is much higher than on Ethereum, for instance, and you divide by a billion. But the price of one Matic is, what is it, like 1.27, and on Ethereum, the price of one Ethereum is 1,600. So the gas price on Ethereum, on Matic, on Polygon, it's very cheap. It's very cheap to transact. It's a very cheap and very, very fast chain. So it's very interesting. And it's also interesting to study this, guys, because we're building up X1 on a Polygon infrastructure, on Polygon Edge. So it's worth your while to study how all of these different metrics works on Polygon. So on Sampedia, you can also see some basic links to Polyscan and et cetera, et cetera. You can read the white paper for the Matic network. You can see that the native gas token is Matic and so on and so forth. So that's good to know. What else? Yeah, here you can see, guys, we are not strangers on the Polygon network. We are not strangers by far. We already made a mark. We already penetrated the whole network with first principles. We are celebrities. Look at us. We are number one when it comes to unique senders. Number one. We have more transactions than the two biggest stablecoin, USDC and USDT, combined. Okay, we're not, of course, of receivers. And why is it so? Because you've claimed your mint, but you haven't. You claimed your C rank, but you haven't claimed your mint yet. So it hasn't been transferred to your wallet. But we are also very high up when it comes to uniques. So it's just a matter of time, guys. We're going to absolutely crush it on the Polygon network. Here we have M10. So we're number 5th right now when it comes to transactions. So this what does this say really? This, to me, it says that there's high demand, there's high activity, there's a lot going on the network. This is one of the different metrics you need to analyze in your total evaluation of the economic energy that's moving within a network. So it's very interesting data. And this is only guys for Zen. We haven't even released the beasts yet with Zen Torrent and Zen Stake. So we are a sleeping giant. We are a sleeping giant here. It's going to be very interesting. And also, guys, go to there's a lot of useful information that you can search on Polyscan. For instance, you have all of these statistics. It's very interesting. Let's see here, for instance, what I wanted to show you. Here you can see the daily transactions. You know, Polygon really became like something on the roadmap last bull market. Okay, here you can see it had an explosive growth of a lot of transactions, and then it's sort of been pretty stable. And during this time, a lot of innovation has happened on Polygon as well. So this is a sleeping giant. There's a lot of interesting, like ZK EVMs, and a lot of different stuff that we can apply for X1 that's been happening here. So Polygon is a very interesting chain to follow. What else? You can also get a sort of a feeling for the average gas price. So here you can see that if we zoom in on the last couple of days, for example, you can see here that what is the GUI normally? The GUI is normally around like maybe 100, 300. Here we have an abnormality. I don't know what happened. Maybe people are prepared for the deployment of I haven't actually looked into it, but this is how you can do it. You can study it and see what is happening. But it helps you prepare to study like the history of GUI, etc., to get a feeling for the network, because each network is different. They have different architecture, they have different congestions, they're different decentralized, etc., etc. You can also of course see the Zen crypto. So you can see here we have 49,000 addresses holders on the Polygon network, which is just the people who are the addresses that hold Zen. Okay, this is just addresses that hold Zen, because the people who have initiated their mint, they're not even counted here. So on average, I don't know exactly on average what the average user is holding on Polygon, but on Ethereum, I think Jack calculated there was about the average user holds like 15 wallets or something like that. So with time, we can also get a bigger understanding of, like, we don't have 49,000 people on Polygon, but we have 49,000 addresses that are holding them. But with time, you can get a better feeling of how much of actual users that is, because the hits that we get from on Zen.network, for instance, that's more reliable data where we can analyze exactly how much it is. So yeah, guys, I thought I just wanted to cover like the most basic stuff in this little video to get you guys prepared for the Swiss Army fight that's going to go down on the Zen.network today. And on the Polygon chain, it's got, like, when we're deploying in all these different chains, it gives us a lot of useful data. It shows us also, like, it's a stress test to see the different chains, how they can handle the load. And as we know, some chains can do it better, and some chains can't do it at all so good. So it's very useful. So now it's going to be very interesting when we are pushing the limits a little bit more on the Polygon network to see how that works out. Here's the thing, like, if you can't handle a protocol with 400 lines of code on your L1, then how are you going to scale to billions and billions of users and transactions and apps and dApps? It doesn't work. So Zen is a very good stress tester for all of these chains to measure the load on the network. And it gives us also a very good data set to analyze when it comes to building our own L1. Because we have experience, we have unique experience from 10 different chains now with different kinds of contracts as well. So yeah, guys, let me know if you have some questions. And let's have fun on Polygon today, guys. What do you say? Gunin, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Go also to check to BSC scan and check some data. We talked about it last week. We're not going to do it now. So let me know, guys, if you have some questions. Otherwise, we will be in the Telegram today to get you guys ready for the launch. Yeah, exactly. As we said, you go here to the minting page, and then you mint a so here's the staking. This is going to be released today as well. Here's going to be burning soon, but here you go to mint this NFT on. You connect to the Polygon network, and then mint this NFT, and then you choose the max. Etc. So it's going to look like this until we release the contract. And here, if you press here, you're also going to get to the contract on Polygon. And as you know, if you watch previous tutorials, the first step, if you want to go for a Apex Unlimited, is to pre-approve it. So that's what you do in the first transaction. Pre-approve. You're telling the contract it's okay that you take my beloved Zen. MXen in my wallet to burn it in order for you to be allowed to mint one of the more rare XENFTs. So, interesting point with the stress test as it relates to X1 and super bullish. Yeah. We're getting a lot of useful data, and it's very interesting to see how. Remember, Jack and the devs, they have like a lot, the decades of experience of optimizing networks. So it's very interesting to see. I'm here in America right now, seeing how they're analyzing the data. It's super interesting. There's a lot you can optimize, and the competence they have is invaluable. So I'm very bullish. Also, it's going to be very exciting. Will there be a multiple burn for all the tokens at once? Multiple burn for all the tokens at once. I'm not sure what you mean with that. What's going to be interesting to see, like all the Apex, they will burn 15.5 trillion. So let's see now. I forgot to show you what is the. Here you can see the total supply right now on Polygon is of MXen on Polygon is 20.5 trillion. So all the Apex will burn 15.5 trillion. And as you know, it's not like this is not an NFT drop like with Ethereum that everything has to go at once. Like it can just be there. Eventually, all the Apex are going to be gone. On Binance and on Polygon, they're going to go much faster. So that's why it's very interesting to see the dynamics of the lower classes on Apex, how they're going to go. What's the psychology when there's only, Unicorns has 100, Exotic has 900. And as you can see in the Rarity chart, what's next? Legendary is 2,000, Epic is 3,000, Rare has 4,000. In total, there's just 10,000 of them. So the dynamics and the game theory of the Apex is going to be very interesting, and they're very different on the different kinds of networks. Will there be a burn NFT that creates all token X1, X Phoenix, DBXM? So what we are going to do is create, like how the burns NFT is going to work is that you can burn any amount. Because right now, in order for you to burn for an NFT, you have to minimum have a limited, which is minimum 250 million. But with this one, you can burn whatever amounts you want, and that creates an NFT. And that also qualifies for the burn registry, where airdrops for X1 is going to happen and so on and so forth. But we don't know, and we're not going to know for a long time exactly how much is going to go for the different types of dApps and protocols. So yeah. Spruvy Coins, how you doing, buddy? Have you ever thought about the true use of Zen? It's simply to get it into the hands of the people. Do you believe we will see a true parabolic chart? So here's the thing. What you have to understand, if you think of it visually, like with Zen, What we sort of did was we rolled out a carpet where people can jump onto this flying carpet for the next 8 years. It's going to be longer than 8 years, of course, but the amplifier, the time-dependent amplifier, decreases down to 1 after 8 years. So Zen it's something that people for 8 years and longer are going to be able to onboard to. And once they're onboarded, they can enter this super cool world of opportunities, of stuff that you can do with Zen. And for that to happen, we need to create this amazing world. And that's what we're doing with all of these protocols. So whatever you want to do with your economic energy, once you have it, that you can mine for yourself, it's not being sold to you. You're just giving people the opportunity to mine some economic energy for themselves. Okay. So if we wanted to, we could have created a protocol which is a limited supply token for, let's say, 1 year. That's deflationary with an amplifier of 1 year, if that's what we wanted. But we've seen that many times, and it didn't do jack shit for adoption. So why would we do it? We need to think much bigger. So the question is not what is the price chart going to do in 1 year. Okay. The question is how can we build the biggest network with some time, and then Zen becomes valuable, and then you can see the parabolicness. Okay, so when that happens, like it's not even an interesting question to speculate. Like if you are so like horny for something that's going to be like very rare, you have things that are built that you only can go in, that you only can enter with Zen. For instance, Next. It's the world's first deflationary limited supply cross-chain token in your face. That's based on first principles. Okay, that's very interesting. You also have Phoenix, super interesting. So if like the inflation is scaring you with Zen, then there's lots of other opportunities, but that's not the point. The point of Zen is to create something that's going to onboard billions and billions of users. That's the most purest form of first principles ever possible. So yeah. Let's see here. Any news on flash loans? No, it's coming out, guys. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in parallel. So it's not something that we're gonna do until Q2 with the flash loan. So the flash loan is very interesting, right? Because how does that work? That's work in the way that you have your upcoming mint, but maybe you don't have capital ready to pay for the mint. You don't have it, or you don't want to spend it. So with the flash loans, you're creating, you're borrowing from a pool of Zen. So you can be a provider, a Zen provider, and provide Zen to this pool, so you can, or whatever, stablecoin or ETH, that to this pool, and then I can borrow from that pool, pay a fee for that, and in the same transaction where I borrow, I clear my mint and then pay you back in the same transaction, pay back to the pool. So that's going to be very useful. And so that's one thing. And then we also do lending XENFTs. Or XENFT lending. So you can use your XENFT because there's economic energy built into it, right? So we just need to create a formula how to determine the value of that. And then you can borrow against that with your XENFT as collateral. So there's so many things, guys, coming up. It's going to be interesting. Why has there never been any real price appreciation after burn? Have been trying to understand this. Like you, yeah, that's like something you should ask like traders. But it's a yin yang between mint and burn. So you have to realize that, like you have these concepts of buy the rumor, sell the news. So there's a lot going into it. So when something is happening, you could expect something to happen. But the thing is, a lot of other people are expecting that as well. So that might, like, that event that you're waiting for might already be priced in. So that's the short answer to that. Yeah, good to see you. Slot Queen, Sprue Coins, I'm assuming. Yeah. When next? When X1? So X1 will be Q1 2024. That's the ET for that. Next, probably Q2 this year. So preach. I'm a little behind. I talk so much. I've stopped selling, just hodling. Oh, this is so cool. Some people ask me, like, what can I do? What can I do to help the journey of Zen? I tell you what to do. You align yourself with Zen. There's so many things you can do, but just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Okay? What you should do is align your life with Zen if you think it makes sense. Okay, so if you think Zen has value over time, then you can align yourself with the protocol. Like, this is a spiritual statement. The thing is, Zen's not going to go away. We have this 8-year runway of giving people opportunity, 8-year plus, of giving people opportunity to interact with the lowest barriers possible to first principles. So here's the thing, like, people are not going to wake up tomorrow and think that self-custody, transparency, decentralization, etc., all these things that Zen protocol is the most purest form of these tenets of blockchain to live up to. They're not going to wake up tomorrow and think this is less important. So we have time on our side, guys, and we have a protocol that's not dependent. Okay, this is what most people don't understand. It's not dependent on a bull market. You see a lot of tokens now, they go up because the bull market it's approaching. They're looking at Fed and they're changing their rate hike strategies, etc. So people have been waiting now for 2 years for this bull market to come, and people are starting to get their engines going, etc. But what you have to understand is these people are going to be excited, and it's going to be a bull market. It's going to be great, and a lot of tokens are going to 100x. Okay, and some are not going to make it at all. But the thing is, when the next bear market comes, we are still just going to chug along. Like, Zen is not going to stop down. You've seen the incredible amount of growth we've had in a bear market. Okay, we have a system that's not dependent on dollars and cents pumping. Okay, we can grow much faster, but of course it helps. It helps with a positive price chart, but we don't have dependency on it. And that's the difference. So here's the thing. It's a long detour, but people ask what they should do. You should find something within it, within this whole thing. You're here for a reason. Like, ask yourself, why are you here? What's the reason? There's many reasons, but what's the main reasons why you love Zen and this community? And you should focus on that and align your like, being a senior. It's not about doing this something on, you live your life and then you're a senior on the side. You can integrate it in your life. You can find something you love within Zen and then amplify that within your life and do whatever makes you happy. So Dennis Nadvala, I saw some clip on YouTube. He made a song with his friends. He's gonna release it on iTunes or something like that, like a minting song. It's absolutely amazing, and I love to see that. Like, people do what they love. They're spreading the message. It's energy. It's community energy, and it's spreading. And people are just doing what they love, relating to this and spreading the message of first principles. They've integrated their happiness with Zen into something very good. Also, Spruvy has made this sensational, guys. Go to OpenSea and search the sensational. It's a super cool song for seniors. So flash loans really won't be needed until those big mints comes out. We have about 400 days until it's needed. Exactly right. It's not a priority to get the flash loans out right now, because exactly what Spruvy says here. It's a long time. Okay. Yes. So talking about liquidity. Now, the latest news. Maybe I will talk a little bit about it at the end, like the liquidity NFTs. That's also something you should be excited about. That's something we are talking a lot about now. I can show you a little bit. I'm just gonna do some more questions. When are the Burns NFTs getting live on ETH for X1 rewards? So there's two questions within that. Like the Burns NFTs, the Zen Burn protocol is going to go live like very soon. And again, we haven't worked out exactly how much you can get for whatever. I can't keep up, guys. I see you're hungry today. It's good. Seniors are hungry. Hungry wolves hunt the best. Period. Bullish on the TV. Great team. Thank you very much. Navid is the leader of the Persian group in Telegram. So we have different language groups from all over the world. Will we able to get a Zen wallet that is peanut free for sovereign citizens? That would be amazing. I would love it. That would like the wallets we would have on X1 would preferably be those who can aid people to be self-sovereign individuals without the bullshit. There's nothing purer than Zen. I agree with that. If they don't know yet, they're gonna learn. Zen is about principle and community, but it's gonna hurt us. Hard as fuck too. Yes, but with time. If you really want to get something that's gonna pump 100x, okay, tomorrow, because you need that for Ferrari tomorrow, then don't get your expectations on Zen right now. Do some mints, think long term, study the other protocols, go to PancakeSwap and go to the casino. Yeah, sensational song. It's amazing. Oh yeah, he burns 40% Zen for every buy. That's actually sensational in itself. So yeah, KG. So KG is a really cool guy. He does internet money. It's a wallet on Pulse. He's a super nice guy. Jack's been on some tweets with him as well, some streams. So yeah. So guys, okay, just because you're you, let me show you some of the latest, some of the latest. How you doing, Zen Die Hard? You remember that movie Die Hard with Bruce Willis? I love that movie. So let me just show you something interesting. I want to get your minds woke on this too. Like liquidity NFTs, it's super interesting because we can create something. I'm just going to go through this very briefly. Like we have NFTs that can mint Zen. We're going to have protocols that can burn. And then also, why don't we apply NFT technology, number go up technology to liquidity as well? So what you can do is you can deposit ETH or USDC, like stablecoin, for instance. So what should you deposit? Like that's a science in itself. It very much depends. Like for stable coins, it might, this thing, I'm just telling you right now, you don't have to dwell into it. Like stable coins might be better to deploy in a bear market because like stable coin products are much better in bear markets, for instance. But here it's probably better to deposit ETH, for instance. So you deposit them into a contract, and what you're doing is you're telling it, so you're creating a buy-side limit range order on Uniswap. So using the existing infrastructure, Uniswap V3, which works very well. Okay, so you're depositing it and you're creating a buy side limit order. This is just an addition. Like we're thinking maybe 1% can go to a pool where which incentivizes a long-term action. So the people who create positions longer than 1 year, for instance, will get this pool of 1%. But anyway, that's just an addition. So you're depositing a pool, and if you're creating a buy order position, and so if and you're creating it with a range. So if it goes below like 50%, for instance, then you have bought Zen. So it's you're buying. You're telling the market that I'm willing to buy Zen like at this level below the current spot price. So if it's being traded within your range, then you're earning fees continually on that position. So what you can do with this position is you can earn fees, and you also can get like so you can earn fees. You can also get, if you're long-term, have a long-term position, you can also get this 1%. Plus, you can get an XOM distribution. That's how we're thinking about it today. So it's creating this XENFT that you can also trade with. So this hasn't been done before. That you're creating we don't think so, at least. You're creating you're providing liquidity to the market and creating you're creating like a support for the floor, and you're creating a XENFT with that, which you can also trade with. So it's super interesting. So it supports the price floor. It creates liquidity, because we need liquidity, and it makes that liquidity that you put in tradable with this NFT. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. But we will talk about it more. So guys, let me see if there's any more questions. Thank you, Spruvy. Pulse Trump coin rewards. Yeah, let's integrate that. What's good? Yeah, guys, I can see you're happy. Yeah, I can see you're happy. So have a nice day. We are. How many hours is it left? You have now 7 hours, 16 minutes to get your MXN ready. And I hope you do, and I hope you get some unicorns. So have a beautiful day, and I hope you're feeling well. I hope you take care of yourself. And LFG, let's infiltrate, let's amplify, let's accelerate. Let's just go, and take over the Polygon network. Show them who's the king. Seniors, ladies, seniors, and gentlemen, seniors in the house. Have a good day. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the metaverse. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Oh, Blue is in the house. Then you know it's a good day when Blue is in the house. Goodbye, guys.